Hi everyone. So I have two topics that I can talk about that are from my life right now, what I'm going through. So I decided to just talk about both of them. So yeah. The first topic is with me doing childcare, education again, as my thing, as like for example, I have this vision of in the future, maybe 20 years from now, who knows, of opening up a school. Though to get there, naturally, it's like I just have to go out there and just be a nanny, or be a babysitter, or be a teacher, or teacher's assistant. Just do education and childcare. And from my experiences, from who I am, what I learned, my networking, meeting people, connecting with people, through there naturally come out, whether to create a school or what. So for me, it's just common sense. and and for me, I am writing my resume and cover letter in a way that is real, genuine, that's going to, you could say attract, I guess, but it's going to be meted with open arms by someone who is exactly what I'm looking for. Someone who is working with principles. Someone who's working with placing life before everything else. The life of a person, a child, before everything else. So that being the point, life and principle, becoming first before everything. And here entering into my next point, the thing that usually comes before life is money. And that's the other point I've been realizing is how within the city I live in right now, within Miami, there is so much money here that I guess I really never realized because I grew up here how it affects people, how they act, how they think, how they interact. Because recently I went to another city up in Hollywood, which is another city up north of me, and when I interact with people there, it was such a completely different like vibe or experience with how people present themselves and talk. Where you literally have here in Miami the very superficial appearance with everything you dress looks like brand new clothes, or everything you look, how you talk. You're always trying to present yourself like almost always being like on a work, like on display or something. Well, there in Hollywood, it was more just being yourself, natural human being, just doing your everyday thing. And one obvious difference is the money difference. And now I can see and realize how much money defines so much in relationship to how women and men dress, how they talk, what they talk about, and it's just including what's in the movies and TV shows and everything. Like, there is that idea of beauty, and that is what is strived for here. While when you're just being yourself, that's not what's important. And there are people in this world who, even within being in poverty, they still find a way to give to others. And really, I can see now how superficial this city is. and just in general too, because of the stress in people's faces and how they live, talk, interact, move. And there's not that point of simply being real in here. And it's really interesting now to be able to see that and see how, and I don't really think it's the money, it's more that the people there, they went after the money, they went after the city, they moved here to live here, to work here, for this purpose. Well, for me, I was just born here, raised here, and now seeing all this, I see the difference, and I see what I really want. To be able to be real, to interact with people, work with people on a real level, not just to make money. And that's how I know, I guess, because the people who moved here, they moved here for that reason. If you're born here and you grew up here and then you see a difference, and you do something differently, it's just an indication that that's who you are. So I don't blame money at all, but that is the thing that's defining the situation, I guess, like the factor. Like that's the desire, you could say. That's the point that is desired and worked for and created. So for me, I'm placing life before money. And when it comes to childcare and education, that means that in no situation would you ever put life before money, which includes, if you're a parent, your own child. You always put your child first before money. Or if you're a caretaker, you always place the child, the people there first before money. And it's not like wealthy people or rich people are bad or something like that. It's nothing to do with that. It's just always placing life before money. Whether it's a life of a person who has money or who doesn't have money. They're both equal. So it's really about life and everyone and everything. And that's a really basic point, where when you take on that point, you're not allowed to go into your ego or pettiness. You have to be the best you can be for the people that are here. You have to be your utmost. Because everything you do, everything who you are, that has an effect. And the effect needs to be what's best for everyone. And what's best for everyone is to put everyone first before money. Life before money. And it's just a really basic shift, because the main thing that determines a human being is their principles, who they are. That determines their actions, their decisions, how they approach situations, whether they will be successful or not. And that really is the main point, to educate, to understand, to show, and to live. To be an example of. You look at people like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. They live principle. They live life before everything else, before money. And they had a major change. And they were both each other's role models. and they both were assassinated. But they succeeded. I mean, how many of us fear death or fear dying? But if we were to only listen to that fear, then what great things we wouldn't have accomplished as people. So, to live for life means for sure not to live within fear of death. You need to live for life, here, today, now. And that is what is real. And that is what is complete. That is the greatest gift that you can give to any person, which of course includes a child, because a child is a person, is of life. Children of life. Life as a word doesn't exist, as this definition I'm using, until the day that we all start using life in this way, start using the word. Then life will become real as a word. A real word that refers to everyone, everything, the value of each one of us equally. So I stand for life. For money and for all else. And I would be proud to work with any person in this capacity, in this regard, on any project with the same principle of life before all else. Because then we can create great things for life, for everyone. So, let's start. Thank you very much. Bye.